okay, can I look at Pastor Adeboye and criticize Pastor Adeboye? Can I? Do I? Should I? Can I look at Baba Oyedepo and you know, if I don't criticize him, we will not grow. If I don't criticize him, how will he grow?
You don't pass the boundary. Yes, in your fact.
You want to criticize Baba Adeboye so that I can grow. Well done. Well done.
Keep
you want to
worry.
criticize Baba Adeboye so that I can grow. Well done.
Keep. Doing it, and the person not doing. Oh, you are not doing it well, but you can improve.
Do better.
And the moment you find yourself waiting on people telling you, then you have to start checking yourself.
Exactly.
Because some people do so well, but if they don't see one person to tell them, I enjoyed your decision.
I mean, I used to be there. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, growing up in the children's church, I had that issue. You know, I mean, during our children's anniversary. But once we finish, Jola knows the story now. Once we finish all that, once we finish, I was always come and say, can you go?
You did well.
I want somebody from the choir to come and say, we can't wait to start. I mean, I wanted things like that growing up. But when I grew to a point, then I think that's what will bring me to this. When I grew up to a point, then I realized that I'm good. I'm good gone.
No.
No, you don't understand what I'm saying. It's not say my place out. No, I found out. God showed me in time that I'm good. Like if I start mentioning some things to you, I'm bad, no, but I'm good gone. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But generally, I think one of the things I was able to do as I grew up is that I was able to come to a point where I actually had my own identity. And regardless of what everybody's doing, I mean, I wrote something on my status. I'm not sure if you read it. I was talking about you.
I saw it.
Yeah, I was talking about you.
Sorry, I don't really check.
Let me tell you what happened. During our praise night, we had a minister called Faith Adeoye. She ministered. I mean, she got to. I mean, everybody had danced. I had removed my jacket, the jacket that I was on. I had removed it. I had danced. I had misbehaved. And she got to a part, she said, no. Then they played one Ludo. You know, all those are the that we
Yeah.
I hear it sound like the sound of the Russian
wind.
So let's continue recording.
It's not Russian water.
So we'll shut the window and everybody will be sweating. So let me just continue. Now, you know those Alujo that if they play it, the church will scatter.
Yeah.
That was what they played when I took the mic from her.
There.
And after taking the mic from her, and I asked her, should we go? Everyone said, no! And I said, the next minister I'm about to call is going to be there. And I said, now give it up for Minister Akintayo. And Minister Akintayo came up. Now at that point, there is a pressure. I didn't even understand that.
Yeah, I understand.
Now there is a pressure to continue in that flow.
Yeah.
And he just came in and he just said, you know those things. You know, no, Apata Tikiku. And he just said, Shabalada. Mr. Kita Dawala and Shabalada. I mean, these people have been dancing, you know. And he stayed there. By the time he finished the ministration, there was such a presence of God. Yes. Now, if you watch the video, I was saying, Papa, on praise night, it was after his ministration. So when he came up, there was this temptation to go with that flow. But he stayed in his calling. Mr. Akintayo is a worshiper. He's a worshiper. By worship, I mean he sings, because people will come and drag me now that worship songs are not slow songs. I mean, he sings, he's the kind of person that will say, Tobi, oh, God. I mean, that's the flow.
Yeah.
So if he comes up and say that because Faith Adeoye has done that's good, and start doing that good.
Okay.
So I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so he stayed there. And at the end of the administration, I mean, I entered into the church, I felt such a presence of God. There was a song that God was telling me to sing. Yeah. He took that exact same song.
I was there.
You were there. When he came up, he just stayed there. And he stayed in his calling. So what am I saying? Because some of us, because of our love language is words of affirmation. I mean, I was at Miss Grace's church. And I did not have when it comes to singing, I did not have today, if he touch me, if you should touch my head, I can do worship. If you should touch my head, I can do akala. I can do juju sometimes. And you look at me like, this boy does not even have sense. You understand? I'm just very playful when it comes to my idea of what music is. But when they are church and the spirit are saying, ever go praise party, Minister Pels will not play. You were there.
Yeah, I was there too.
That was what you said. Yes.
Yeah, that was really particularly.
So it was not like the Bangor place party, Minister Pels will not play. So when I came up, I had something that they were expecting of me. So I had to, it was not, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, because it was not based on, but if that day, if I was led to worship, I would shock all of them. There are place that Minister Pels will not play. I would say, drummer, don't drum. Don't even touch the drum, throw the stick outside.
Because do you know why we said that? It was because when we were doing the program, we were like, no. After everybody had realized it's great to do, they were doing better. Because we know that we had that thing in him. So, and as another that will be calling you, so the only person that can bring back that ginger.
Ginger notwithstanding, but you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they had an expectation. But even though, if I don't want to really be spiritual about this whole thing, but you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
So I think it's just important that we know our style.
Yeah.
We know our place. We know what
I
we
feel like it is better you have a brand.
Yeah. We know our style.
This is your
brand. There's this guy, what's his name? Bidemi Olaba, he sings.
Yeah.
When he sings, Bidemi Olaba is not a worship minister.
Yeah.
But he used to worship.
He used to worship too.
He would say, no, you, I will sing. And it is sweet. Like, oh, thank you, Father. You understand what I'm saying? But that is not why people came.
No.
For Bidemi Olaba. If I heard Bidemi Olaba for 20 minutes, you know what I'm saying? All my life you have been faithful. I don't do them. They will give me my balance.
Yes.
You will give me my money back. You understand what I'm saying? So if at that point that they brought me up, they had an expectation. But the long and short of the story is that when we are, because I'm talking to those of us whose love language is words of affirmation, it is very important to know that you have to stay in your place. You have to abide by your calling. It is very, very important. I mean, I see so many people doing things because other people are doing it. And in my mind, I'm like, don't let me say that. There's something that came to my mind, but I cannot say it on.
Okay.
On air.
You say
behind the scene.
You say
You can only say behind the scene.
I've not even said behind the scene. No, I don't gossip.
you say that.
So do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So finally, as we're wrapping up this word of information part, let's talk about criticism.
Okay.
Criticism. I mean, generally, have you ever had to receive criticism from someone you love? I mean, what was it like? Imagine somebody you love looking at and saying, why is your whole wig like sponge?
Someone I don't know will say that. I cannot love a nonsense
I mean,
person.
it is not.
Yeah, there's something they call constructive criticism.
There's place of competition. But there are times that even person that's criticizing you, sometimes it's just out of.
And sometimes
I've done better than you.
the message was to joke.
You get, but it just comes out. It rubs off wrongly on the person receiving.
I mean, I read something. It was a funny post. They said, imagine you having a bad day, and while you're having a bad day, your boyfriend comes with yellow jeans. Imagine that you're having a bad day. Imagine that you're having a bad day and your boyfriend shows up with jeans color yellow. I mean, so let's talk about criticism. I mean, because at some point in our lives we've had to take criticism from people that we love. We've had to give criticism from people that we love. But let's not even base it on relationship now.
Yeah.
Because when we're talking about heartbreaks in church, it's not usually about relationships alone.
Yeah.
And people that are not in a relationship can break your heart. Someone can say something very nasty in the name of trying to
scold you,
or to criticize you. I want to mention one, but Jola will vex if I say it. But don't
Say it. I will not vex for you. Say it. Say it. You're allowed to. We are learning. We are learning.
So he's doing better now. You are supporting me. Okay.
So as I was saying,
So I want to say something about that.
you are bringing the camera too close. Take it back. Take it back. No, don't worry. So you're trying to say. So generally, in the name of trying to correct someone or trying to criticize someone, I mean, how do we strike the balance? You know, let's talk about criticism, because when we talk about love, word of affirmation as a love language, criticism is like the direct opposite.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So let's talk about that. Who wants to go first? All right.
Because I have experience. So when it comes to whenever anybody criticizes me, I always think it's bad. Like I'm always mad. Do you get like so?
No. You know this is Nigeria.
Okay, like
you say you are mad.
so I never took criticism well at all. So in my line of work, and so I just realized that the kind of work I do, especially on the radio, I have to accept it, whether I like it or not. Because there are times that I would have rehearsed the news very well, and I'll just go on here and I'll just cast the news, and I would have thought that okay, more I explained the news, you know.
I've done so well.
Your boss will just come from nowhere. How did you pronounce that thing? Like you just shatter everything. Something I use like maybe like 30 minutes to rehearse. And you know, every of your hard work. So along the line, so whenever my boss will just come like that, I'll, you know, all through the day, I'll feel bad and I'll feel like, okay, he's not even appreciating my efforts, you know, and not that, okay, don't let me go to that part. So what I'm just trying to say is, as time goes on, somebody had to lecture me about this criticism of a thing, that, okay, you have to look at the good side of it. What is this person trying to say? Although the approach might be wrong, but you just have to look at the brighter side of what he's trying to say. And the corrections, I should work on it. So gradually, you know, I started, trying to accept the critics. Thank you. And as time goes on, it just become a part of me. So whenever I do anything now, and anybody just have anything to say, I would not look at the what's that word now? The tone, the harshness. I would just pick the good part of that.
The direct message.
Yes, the direct message. So, and when I entered relationship, I'm really sorry. Ever since we started this podcast, I've never said anything about my relationship.
Today as unveiled.
So my partner, as he always also teach me how to accept criticism, like a lot. So he's actually the person that tell me that, okay, just don't look at the harshness, just look at the message this person is trying to pass, and it has helped me a lot.
Okay, because of the closeness, there was a time I started doing voiceovers. And when I started doing voiceovers, I'm not really used to rejection. I mean, because where I came from, I was sound. I had represented my school in debate competitions, came first back to back.
Welcome to real life.
Sorry to God.
So I came to real life and I did voiceover for someone. I said, I don't want it. I'm like, that was what led me to learning all the sounds in English. That's how I became a phonics teacher. You understand what I'm saying? Because the person said that, what is this rubbish that you need? So when I now listen to it, I'm like, okay, that is how I became a phonics teacher. So what I'm saying is that sometimes I feel criticisms are supposed to help you to be a better version of yourself. So I'm now, at the end of the day, I now made some recent voiceovers. If you hear them, you know that, you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. If you hear that, I can get, you know that, no. But I now compare them to now we are going to win. You can cut out the telephone number. Telephone 081. I'm like, rubbish was I saying?
And the funny thing is that it's until you get better, you realize.
So it is until you get better, you realize how bad you were. So criticisms generally, I think you need to you need to like enjoy them.
Yes.
You need to like crave them.
Yeah.
You need to ask people that what would I have done better? If they are telling you nothing, they're not your friends.
They are not helping you.
They're not helping you. So what was it like? Don't tell me about it. I just like sometimes it will be really good and there's nothing they can say. But if it is always like that, you need to change your circle of friends.
Yeah.
And I also feel that in your circle, it's very important that you, because some people, because of their insecurity, they like being the local champion of the circle.
Yeah.
So they make sure that their circle, they handle their circle. So when they talk, everybody feel, Baba, Olori Oko, you're not quick. And brothers used to deceive themselves, like you said before. Brothers in church, apostle of fire, man of valor. This one, that one. So I think generally, I think criticisms, they are very, very important.
Yeah.
They are very important aspects of everything.
Yeah, I just want to add to that. Okay, like looking from my own profession, so there's something called jury. So it's just a time that you present your work and.
So what is your profession? So people can.
All right, so I'm an architect profession. So basically, so there are times that while you're still in school, so there are times that you have to present your works and you have some of your we call them jurors. So basically they are lecturers. It could be people that are practicing or people that are lecturing. So they come and examine your work and they criticize what you've done. Like what they are coming there to basically to come and check is what you've not done so well. Even if you do well, they said even if there are times that you do so, they feel like well. But the basic thing is just like if you are able to probably confuse them and all like that. But basically the whole thing is just like the critics part of it is what they've actually come to check. And I feel like those things that help people to grow more, because at times you do some things that is not visible and they correct. So you by then you keep on. So I feel like criticism is just the bedrock for growth. So if you
Happy Fire 2044.
so except you don't want to grow, that's when you not. If you are still doing something and people are still saying you do it, then it means exactly. So if you have not been criticized, you didn't do this way, I think like I said, it's just the bedrock for growth. So
I also think that even when there are sometimes they say when someone that does not have father, when they talk to someone that has a mother, someone that does not have father also pick up and change your behavior and just correct some things. So like in first world countries, more developed countries, you see that there's this career of criticism, like especially the food critic. I think there's this Okoyemi like doing something like that. So I think from Okoyemi now, you learn things like how to hold your wine. Imagine if you are going for a high-end dinner, you're holding your wine like someone that is holding conscious. One of those things you get to learn. It's directing his message to somebody that did it wrong. You've also learned.
Do you know this Pastor Dewey has said one thing like he went to one country like that, and because he doesn't know how to eat like among people, and that was how he was denied, I think, visa that year or something, because they just saw him was just eating like just like who is this bushman? So from that meeting he has to learn.
Okay, so as we conclude this episode, there is a saying in Christianity that what you criticize you cannot attract.
You see what you criticize, or they say what they say probably is it criticize? At times they say a grace that you do not celebrate. You cannot.
So let's look at it now. Okay, can I look at Pastor Adeboye and criticize Pastor Adeboye? Can I? Do I? Should I? Can I look at Baba Oyedepo and say, if I don't criticize him, we will not grow. If I don't criticize him, how will he grow?
You don't pass the boundary. Yes, in the far.
You want to criticize Baba Adeboye so that I can grow. Well done. Well done.
People
you
don't
want
worry.
to criticize Baba Adeboye so that I can grow. Well done.